What's up, guys? Welcome to the Dread Travel Food Guide 256. Today, we bring you a construction video. Today, we are doing construction of a business hub at the farm. So, here, we're digging the foundation. All our masons, foreman, and the engineer on site, they've done the measurements for the foundation. And now we have to clear all the obstacles as we trench. We're trying to make sure that these buildings does not inconvenience the nature and vegetation we have in existence. So we try to make sure that we bypassed all the major and grown trees around. So here the foundation had been raised and built. Mind you, this is going to be a 2-story building, and it would be housing an LC1 or a chief's office and a mobile money or a money transfer office as well. We'll be having a vet shop, and we shall be having a shop, an everyday and day-to-day retail shop, plus a storage room and a salon for our youths. So here they had just poured the concrete, checking the edges to make sure that the concrete went and was spread on all edges. So here we're trying to inspect, and as we capture the moment. So this was left to cure. Mind you, we're going to be running 2 projects in this video at a go. So on the other side, we're going to be starting our grass thatched house. This was kind of a disappointment considering that it had to be demolished. The first building that was set up had to be demolished because of the standards, and what the builders had done wasn't really fitting the standards of something that we wanted to do. We wanted to do something that was going to last at least 2-3 decades, and what they had set up was not enough. And in the construction of this, we had not purchased the next plot. So after it was purchased, we made sure to run the works simultaneously. So yeah, this was left to cure for some time. As you very well know, concrete sometimes needs time to heal and cure. So after a while, we just let it cure as we began the other project. So yeah, this stayed for quite some time before the other construction began. It took a couple of months for it to actually continue. So as it sat down waiting, that's when we had begun on trying to set up the grass thatched structure, which will be housing our culture center and a dining on top, plus a small restaurant at the bottom. So yeah, this is what it looked like when the concrete had just been poured. So in the next frames, you'll be seeing how we transpired from this to what it looks like right now. So I'll be taking you through the step by step of this construction. So yeah, this was after a few days. For the concrete not to crack, you pour a little bit of sand on to see it move. And this was the first construction of the grass thatch house. If you look at these poles that were erected for a 2-story building, they weren't really gonna hold for that long, so to just go with it because we're afraid of loss, we just decided to make sure that we go through the loss once and build something that would at least last us 3 to 4 decades. So yeah, here we're checking out an area view of what it looked like. So on this other side, this is the business hub where the drone guy is standing, and then on this other side, that's the grass thatch house. So the front will be a butchery, and then downstairs we'll have a restaurant and a youth center, a youth culture center, where many people will be meeting and doing the art and crafts sessions downstairs, and upstairs will be dining for the guests that will be visiting, and a small office on the side. So yeah, so when we realized that this wasn't gonna last long, we decided to take it down. So we had to tear it piece by piece so that we could erect a new structure. Believe me, I would be lying if I said it wasn't sad to tear down this work, because as you can know, finances can be stressful. So having to go through this to tear down a structure, to erect another one, and thinking about all the materials that had been spent, most of them were retrieved, but of course we didn't retrieve 100% of them, and not all of them were reusable, but it was important. So if you look at the new poles that were brought in, they were almost twice as big, and we modified the structure a little bit more, and we began the construction. So here they had set up the frame and then started on the roofing stage. So an arch was raised, and then here the shops, which is our business bay, also started. It was partitioned nicely and built slowly, carefully. It took some time, even though the video shows you that it actually didn't last long, but it actually took some time to be the structure that it is today. Here they were pouring the beams because, as I mentioned, it's going to be a 2-storage building. Some of you might wonder how it's going to be a 2-storage building. Well, we're experimenting with a new method of construction. So we have tried it before and it has worked for us, so we took it on. So here all the beams had been poured and opened up now, getting ready for us to now pour a concrete slab. But I said work moves in phases, so we had to pause, and then the grass was delivered after. These are the guys organizing the grass into small bundles for it to be put up on the roof. So they started thatching the roof slowly by slowly, took shape, looking all beautiful. And with the modifications that we had made, it actually started looking very beautiful. So on the other hand, this is some of our CCTV. The guys were now starting to organize to pour the slab. So in this, we'll be using metals, wood, and meshes, as well as stones and cement plus sand. So first they have to lay up this net kind of beam. It's somehow a semi-solid beam. So yeah, we start with the wood that is measured 4 by 4, cut into small sizes and boxes made, and then we lay another mesh that's an 8 by 4. It's done as you normally would do a ceiling pour. After that, it's covered again with another 8 by 4, and nailed down, and another layer of concrete is poured, and then on top we put now the metals, including the D9, as many people call them, and for us we opted to use the Y16 and Y12 interjoined plus a BRC. So here the engineer and the boys were still trying to hammer up the few sections and nail them down to make sure that it's nice and solid, so that it cannot fly away maybe in case of a wind or heavy rain. So it actually took some time to get it all done. It took a couple of days, and here it was all nailed down. Now we are going to the side cover-ups, where we have to nail now a 2x8 wood to make sure that the concrete doesn't fall off as we pour it. This here has already been nailed with mesh. As you can see, the mesh right there, it's ready for the first pour as we wait now to add the mesh after. That took us about a day, if I remember correctly, a day or two, as we waited for the wood to arrive, because that timber you can't actually finish the structure. So it had rained that day, so the work ended very slowly. As you can see, when we started, the house on the opposite side wasn't there, but it took some time. When the video is combined into these few minutes, you might think it has all been done in one day or two. So here now we had covered up the concrete bars. The bars had been covered up, the metal bars, and then concrete poured, and then now the BRC was laid on top. And as you can see, on the other side is a grass house, great thatched house, and also on slab level, only that is a separate one. Its slab is wood, and this one is the wood, concrete, and metals. So yeah, we are ready for the pour. The 8x2s have already been laid on the edges to make sure that the concrete doesn't pour off. Then the mixer guys came up and they started doing the mixing. So this was done for almost a day. Because of the machine, the work was made easier than it normally would have been. So they did the pouring slowly by slowly until it was all done. So yeah, they were doing the pour. They were mixing the gravel, the sand, the cement, the water, to make sure that we came up with a solid and strong concrete that could hold up the next floor. So they did up there, as you can see. I think we'll show you in a bit, as the guys were rushing to just make sure that everything was done in one day, because now we're racing against time. It's a rainy season, to make sure that the rain doesn't rain in, because once it does, it actually makes the cement weaker, because as we're pouring it downstairs, it's hollow, as it's not lying on any wood or anything, but just mesh and a little bit of sand that is pre-poured to make sure now the concrete holds. So yeah, you can see the sun is setting, So they had to actually rush the job to make sure that it is done. It's funny watching this guy covering himself up in the sacks just because he didn't have the proper gear, he didn't have gumboots. So to prevent himself and the cement from touching his feet, he decided to cover himself up in, the sacks. So he looks really crazy. Looks like one of those Kanye West Balenciaga shoes that someone would pay $100 or more to just own. Anyway, it looks funny as well as it looks like, something a Hollywood star would rock for a huge amount of money. So back to the construction bit. So yeah, these guys divided themselves into teams, and this is what the upstairs look like. So they make sure when they pour the concrete on from downstairs and on the pulley, and it's poured onto the deck. There's people just ready with wheelbarrows and the other masons scooping it all up, and then just making sure the wheelbarrows are moving just to carry the sand and the whole concrete to make sure that it is poured to precision as the way to make sure they level it and also vibrate it down to make sure that it's solid and doesn't leave any moisture. They keep doing this to make sure that they fill up. These lines are now working as the cross beams because they'll be receiving inner depth concrete to make sure they hold the old beams to now what is trying to pour right now to make sure they can fully join. So they did this a couple of times to make sure that all the concrete was poured slowly by slowly. This is from a distance, and here they were almost done. Yeah, it wasn't really easy, but working with professionals means work gets done no matter what happens. It scared us a number of times like it was going to rain, but it did not, so we thank God. So at the end of the day, it looks like we'll be done. The extreme end, here there will be stairs. This is what it looked like after the pour. So on the other extreme end, we'll be setting up stairs anytime soon. So here they were finishing up slowly by slowly, but at the edge, we won't let the concrete settle all the way since some more work has to be done and more concrete will have to be poured to make sure that we have a landing and then the stairs. So this is what it looked like when it dried up. Nice and solid. It will take a couple of days, so we'll just be doing the curing. We'll be pouring water and making sure it doesn't crack so that it all cures completely without any cracking. So yeah, this is what I was trying to say. So here the water is still coming through when it rains. We're checking the integrity downstairs to make sure that when it rains, there is no water that actually now affects the rest of the slab. So we went in one by one after a downpour to make sure that we didn't have any leaks. The concrete, the slab was all nice and smooth. So at the back here, we'll just be doing a bit of plastering to make sure that we sealed it off completely. But so far so good. We don't have any leakages, major leakages or anything like that. This is just a little bit of rainwater that gets over, but nothing I can't leave or won't solve. Same thing at the back right here. It's just because the edges are not fully defined. So as the overlap happens on the beams, most of the water flows on the walls. But once the plastering is done, everything will be nice and smooth. So nothing to worry about really. We checked them one by one until we made sure that everything was okay. As you can see in the video, we don't have anything major to worry about, and as it applies to the main slab, so we are good. This is what it looks like from a distance. I guess they did a pretty good job. So next step will be raising the stairs up and setting up a landing, and now going back to the grass thatch house to make sure that a few things are done, like the concrete pour, and a few walls will be erected very soon. So can't wait to show you that. But we'll show you a sneak peek in this video so that you know what to expect in the next one. They say that actually these videos take quite sometimes to be short, and you can see the changes on ground. And this is what the grass thatch house looks like, and this is what our business bay looks like after some time. Now we'll be ready to resume and know what's next. It's right to the main road, so there's a lot of things that have to be added and done, but so far so good. So yeah, this is our drone view of what it looks like right now. And yeah, so when we zoom out, there's a bunch of birds around making a bit of noise and sounds, but it's a very good view so far. From up here, it actually looks very, very, very amazing. All right, so this is a sneak peek of what you're going to be seeing in the next video. How we got the stairs done, how we had to do more modifications, and the concrete pour, the erections of the new walls on the grass side. And you look at our view, it actually looks nice. From this hut will be this is when the stairs were done, so that's in the next video. This is a very strategic location to us because it gives you both the sunset and the sunrise. From the front, you'll be getting to see the sunset, and then from the back, you'll be able to see the sunrise. On top of the business bay, we'll be building a youth center, which is going to be teaching a couple of digital skills. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. In the sneak peek, we're just trying to show you what will be coming up in our next video. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, leave a comment, let us know where you're watching from and what you enjoy. Thank you for watching.